Okay, so today we are going to be attempting to survive 300 days in Minecraft Hardcore. Now, like I say in every single one of these videos, I am by no means good at Minecraft, so I've been trying to take it at my own pace. So far, we've gone through 2 videos, 100 days, and then 200 days. So today we're releasing 300 days because you guys smashed 10,000 likes in under 24 hours. So here it is. If you guys didn't already know, Minecraft Hardcore is a lot harder than normal Minecraft. Not only are the bosses and mobs harder, but if you die, you lose everything. You lose the world, you lose all your items. So I try to take it at my own pace, but then also get as much done as I can in 100 days for you guys. Today, I will be attempting to complete 3 different challenges. I want to find and get and transport at least 2 villagers. Secondly, I want to defeat an ocean monument. And third, I want to try one of those village raids. I forget what they're exactly called, but I think most of you who play Minecraft will know what I mean. And if you don't, you'll see it in the video. But as always, if you guys want to see more of this, make sure you guys drop a like, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We're on the road to 1 million subscribers. So yeah, if you guys haven't already subscribed to the channel, make sure you guys do so. Apparently, YouTube unsubscribes you at some point. I don't know if that's entirely true, but make sure you guys are subscribed. Just take a double check and make sure that you guys are. And drop a like, 15,000 likes in 24 hours, and I will release the next 100 days, and I've got a lot planned for it. So make sure you guys drop a like as well. And lastly, I want you guys to comment villager, because that's basically what I spent this entire video working on. You guys will understand in just a second, and I will heart some people who do comment that. Go ahead and grab your snacks, popcorn, everything you guys need to watch the video. Sit back, relax, and I hope you guys enjoy. All right, 300 days of Minecraft Hardcore. Oh gosh, I'm already having flashbacks to the first 200 days, but basically I ended up finding a village that wasn't too far away from my home base, so I decided to, you know, make it really high up and kind of risk my life to to make it just like a little beacon, so I know where to go. And I actually figured out this different way to like PvP people. I don't know if that's ever been used before, but I decided to go say what's up to all my animals, you know. We already went to say what's up to Joshua. We went up to Louie. We gave him some food as well. You know, we got to feed everybody. We went up to Larry the sheep, made sure to give him his... I don't even know what I gave him, I'm going to be honest. But, basically, for the vast majority of this first few, I was trying to just create a railroad. Now, honestly, most of you guys may be confused by this, but also this, I couldn't figure out how to get rid of a stand. I don't know why I was having so much trouble, but then I tried doing this, using my pickaxe and then my sword, and then it got on fire, and I started to panic a little bit because I thought it was gonna break my armor or something, but I ended up moving it inside, which made it look a little bit better. And yeah, I obviously would need a place to transport these villagers, so I made a little underground cave to smuggle these guys down below and you know, make them give me good trades. Because if I'm really gonna get like mending or anything like that, I really gotta ramp up the amount of villagers I'm getting in this place, you know, and start cracking out them trades. Also, I got this cursed little that little railway, but also in the middle of the night I ended up finding a zombie villager named Jeremiah, or at least I named him Jeremiah. And I'll warn you now, don't get too attached to this guy, because I forgot I had thorns on my you know, on my chest plate, but that's the least of the worries. At this point, I'm basically trying to figure out how to get my railway all the way to the village. And I was thinking maybe to just go over the trees, because there were so many freaking trees in the way. There were so many in between this place. So I spent a lot of time. Each and every single one of these blocks, I was placing like bridging. And if you guys know how Minecraft works, and if you have played Minecraft and tried to bridge, this is how I was doing it. So incredibly slow. This is the least efficient way to place blocks, and of course I'm doing it while I'm trying to get to, like, I don't even know, 1,000 blocks or so, 2,000 blocks. You can see how far it is from here, but this is basically how far I was trying to get. I started going from here, and I figured out that it was a lot higher than I thought, so I had to create like this little like area for the rail to go. I don't even know. But I mean, it kind of ended up working out. I made it up to the top, but after a little bit of thought, I realized that, you know, there would have to be a way for it to come up, right? So that was the least of my worries right now. But you know, I decided to give Louie a job. You know, he's been sitting around, not much to do, so I gave him a little job. You know, I told him, you know, if you want to, you could just, you know, watch over the sheep and the cows. So I gave him some extra food just in case he needed or anything. And these guys are mad annoying, but, you know, let him do his thing. And I started looking for some iron, ended up finding tons and tons of creepers. I don't know why there's this many creepers. Probably because I'm in hardcore and they just want me to die or something. I don't even know. But there was literally like 5 or 6 creepers all throughout these caves. nonstop, and everything was just out to get me. I'm just building up out of nowhere, and suddenly there's just just getting shot immediately. But I ended up getting a lot of iron, enough to make the railway and whatnot. So continued on that. This ended up taking like literally 20 days, 20, 30, 40 days maybe. But in the middle of it, I actually ended up finding a bee, and I didn't even know that there was bees in this version for some reason. I completely forgot that these boys existed, so I quickly ran over and, you know, I grabbed myself a little flower, and I tried to get them to follow me, you know. I grabbed a couple extra just in case to, like, feed them, you know. I didn't know if they, like, did anything if you fed them, but I think they just have babies, which we don't really want to do that, you know what I mean? I'm not really trying to have the baby. I'm just trying to get one as a pet, you know. So I ended up having them follow me all the way over to my base, which takes a lot longer than you guys think. You know, you'd think just because these guys got wings that they can move fast. No, they get so distracted. So finally, I ended up getting them into my house. I think this literally took like 30 minutes or something like that. Like, you guys have no idea. I take mental notes of each and every single one of these things, and looking back at this all, like, I realized things that I did that I didn't even realize that I did. But I ended up putting the bee on a leash, but you never knew you could do that. But I got a bee on a leash, and I was trying to find a place to put him. And I was like, oh, I could just, you know, set him next to Larry. Larry could have someone to sit. And then it, like, did this weird thing. And I was like, I'm confused. Why is it not working? Turn around. The lead is there, and the bee's gone. Where'd he go? He's gone. He's not there anymore. I have no idea where he went. I'm looking around. I'm like, yeah. Where did the bee go? Is he, like, on the other side of the wall? No, he's not. Okay, so is he in the cave? No, he's not down there. Is he in the mine shaft? Let's double check. No, he's not down there. I don't know why a bee would be in a mine shaft. So, you know, I ended up finding another bee. Don't worry about that first one, but I don't know where he went. This other guy, though, went back to where, and I guess it's his brother, technically, right? It's the first brother, you know what I mean? The first bee's brother. There you go. So, yeah, I ended up taking him back to my place, and I realized it's probably better to have his own little, like, place right there. So, yeah, I gave him his own little area, and decided to name him Barry the Bee. So, I don't know, I thought it was a pretty good name, so I got my little name tag, and I named him. And honestly, this little view of him right here is it's the cutest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like, him in this sunlight, amazing. So yeah, I decided to take a moment, took a couple screenshots too, and since I had a couple extra name tags, I decided to name Larry as well, obviously. So yeah, and then I also named Louie, obviously, because we got to establish some names around here. You know, Joshua didn't get a name, but you know, he'll get one soon enough. Don't worry, he's doing his thing. So yeah, and also I threw this in because I somehow completely forgot about this bit. This was like a week ago when I was recording that part. I literally created a little fenced off area during all of this, in the middle of all of it, for absolutely no reason other than to just stack up a bunch of pigs to make a pig army. I don't know why I wanted to do that, but I also threw this in because I apparently every single time I went to the village to make railways, I accidentally made another crafting table, even though I already had one. So you'll see crafting table stockpile here, and I swear on everything, it was without even thinking, I would just make a crafting table because I needed one, and there was already some here. So yeah, I also created a bunch of rails, even though I was already done, just to realize that the powered rails were different than the other rails. I didn't know that. I thought that you took like redstone and then put it on a normal rail to get it, but I don't know. I went back, I only had 6. The villagers were getting attacked, but they weren't at the same time, which is kind of weird. And yeah, I decided to try to figure out what was going on, you know, like how I needed to do rails. I've never done rails in my life, so this is my first time figuring out. And I thought for some reason I only needed 6. Ended up finding out that only takes you like 20 feet. I didn't know this. I was setting these up thinking it was gonna launch me like, I don't know, a couple hundred feet. Look at this. I'm barely getting any speed at all right around this part right here. It starts to slow down, picks a little bit back up, and I realize I'm getting absolutely nowhere, especially because this thing goes up. And if I know gravity, you know, you go a lot faster down than you go up, you know. So, yeah, I started to look around, and honestly, I needed to make Barry's place look a little bit better, and also just treat him a little bit nicer. You know, he's new to the house. We gotta show him some love. So, you know, gave us some extra flowers here and there, and I continued to work on my railway. I actually spent a lot of time in the Nether. So, yeah, that's where I got most of my gold. And then here, this is where it gets cut off. But I actually ended up getting my first villager. I realized halfway through the villager going up the railway that I wasn't even recording. So, there's that bit. And I ended up wanting to show you guys what I found. I did not know this at all. But if you put a villager in a boat, right? And I needed to make it go the right way. But if you put a villager in a boat, right? And then you put a cart down on the cart, the villager gets in the cart and the boat. I didn't know this. I don't know if you guys know this either. But you can also do this as well. Look, I push him to get him a little bit of speed. Doesn't actually work out, so I hop in as well. But look, you could go in a cart with someone else in a boat. I didn't know this. I didn't know this. I'm new to, and he also took some damage right there, but you know, he's good. I didn't know this. Did you guys know this? Is this common knowledge? I have no idea. I thought that I had just figured out something that was brand new to Minecraft. I literally thought I was a pioneer. So I don't know. Let me know if you guys have ever seen that before. If you guys have never seen it before, then I'd gladly name it. But yeah, I ended up taking both these villages back, and obviously Jeremiah isn't there because I had thorns on my chest plate. We don't talk about that though. Rest in peace, Jeremiah. And while I was doing all this, I came into so many problems. Like, these dudes would just, you give them 1 second and they're running for their life. So yeah, I constantly had to try to get these guys back into carts. I have no idea why I messed it up so much, but I pushed him back a couple times, and they ended up falling back in, which worked out. But then he climbed up again, and he started to run for his life. I don't know why these guys were so eager to get out, but I mean, I treat them amazingly. They're on some good pay. They got workers' comp, everything they could ever want. I don't understand why they would want to leave, but I accidentally placed this there, and he immediately jumped, and he was running for his life again. This guy with the straw hat just doesn't like me one bit for some reason. I have no idea. So obviously, I need to, immediately out sprint this guy. So I ran to the top, quickly placed down some extra stuff in case he fell, and placed a minecart, put him inside, and he flew all the way back down into his work area, which kind of worked out. And also, this clip, I have no idea where this clip came from. I was watching all the clips back, editing this, and I'm convinced someone else recorded this one clip and then put it in there. Boom, it was there. But yeah, I went back to the village, ended up getting some potatoes and then also some bread. You'll see me kind of come back and forth, trying to make these guys reproduce. Like, I don't know what's going on, but I would give these guys stacks upon stacks of items to produce, and they wouldn't produce anything. Not even anything useful at all. Nothing, like, they don't even have that good of trades. I mean, I smacked them a couple times. Once, actually, but I know that will mess up trades. I didn't mean to. It was more of just to get them back in there, but these guys wouldn't do anything. I would give them stacks of potatoes and then go hide, and they still wouldn't do anything. So I was like, maybe it's like a block, like they need a block in between a player and them to like get something done. You know what I mean? Maybe I'm just crazy. So I went up and grabbed some glass, just to test out the water, see how it's going, in case this would like break the ice. Like they just do it one time for the one time, and then and then from this point forward, it's not awkward anymore. So I don't know how it actually works. Let me know down below if you guys know. But yeah, they wouldn't really do much. So I kind of gave up after a little while. I gave them a couple extra potatoes just in case. While I was gone, I would come back, and I was a grandfather or an uncle, but. No luck yet. I'll let you guys know whenever anything happens, but for now, I got my bee berry. I hooked up this area a little bit more. I made it a little bit nicer. It looked a little bit sad. In the future, for 400 days, I'm gonna be working on a lot better areas for each of my animals. So, yeah, this is basically when I start to get ready for the battles, the battles that I'm gonna be doing. So obviously the monument that I'm gonna be fighting, all that type of stuff. So I'm gonna be needing specific items like a puffer fish, right? This is for a potion, and I got it first try. As you can see, my excitement is very, very high. That was actually crazy. I was mind blown because I was looking up a YouTube tutorial on how to do it, and I looked it up. First thing I needed was a puffer fish. Got it first try, which was crazy. So, yeah, that was pretty nuts. And I got my milk just in case, because whenever you go to fight them, you need some extra milk. And I got my full netherite armor, which is pretty crazy. Apparently, I haven't done this in the last video. I thought I did, but I finished up my my helmet and everything, and I look so sick. Let me tell you. Oh man. But yeah, I got completely ready, and I said goodbye to all the boys. I said goodbye to Joshua. I gave him some extra pieces of hay just in case. Stocked it up extra, last time, if they ever see me for the last time, you gotta hype them up a ton and get them tons of hay and whatnot. So I realized now that Larry doesn't want steak, so I gave him what he needed and gave Barry a little flour just in case, and said goodbye to all the boys. And there's a big cut here. I know. I'll catch you guys up to speed real quick. But basically, back there was like, you see that little thing back there? While I was trying to find an ocean monument, I walked past that, and I ended up getting the raid effect thingy. So I was like, what? Screw it. I'm just gonna do a raid right now because there's a village right here. and it didn't necessarily work out how I wanted to because I wasn't prepared for this to happen all at once. I mean, it kind of worked out, right? Because I got to do the village and the village raid all in one go while trying to get to the monument. But I was only fully geared up with, you know, things to fight with, you know, enemies in the water. Not a bunch of dudes that can hit you for a ton of damage through walls and, you know, a bunch of those Ravager things that, you know, attack you, can hit you that while you're up high. That was basically the end of the fight, but before it even started, I had ended up blocking in all of their houses because of how unready I was for this. Right as the raid started, you know, all the villagers obviously go berserk and they all run inside. And I didn't mean for that to happen. I was going into this village to try to craft arrows to do the raid. But then I realized if I go into the village, then it automatically starts the raid. So there's a bunch of random, you know, I was using hay bales to build with because I wasn't ready, but I ended up doing that all in one go, which kind of worked out in the end, honestly. So after, you know, looting all of that and finding out all of them had horrible trades, even though I was the hero of the village, I went back to look for the monument, you know, traveling thousands of blocks. And I actually found this little area right here. I didn't even know this was real. I started to think this was something external from Minecraft, like a mod or something, but like I'm in my vanilla Minecraft world, so why in the world would that happen? So I was like, okay, yeah, no, this is a real vanilla Minecraft thing. And if you guys know what this is, let me know. I've never seen that before. I've seen this before. This was right next door to it. It was another little boat, and this is kind of a reoccurring thing you guys will see. There's a lot of boats in this area for absolutely no reason. If you guys know why that's a thing, then let me know about that as well. But I saw another boat, and right next to that boat was an ocean monument. What? I was going crazy. As you can see by my little movement there, I was going crazy. But firstly, I wanted to loot this thing because it wasn't gonna have as much in it. But you know, I had the diamond, which was pretty cool. So I started to go down below to figure out where to fight the big guy. But I found that I was below it apparently, and there's a bunch of little guys. And yeah, I started to go through it. And there wasn't anything really of value. This thing is pretty hard to loot. You have to be fully prepared for this, especially with like netherite and stuff. So I looked up online. There's a bunch of gold in there. And yeah, this would be perfect, especially for 1.16. Anything before this, no. But yeah, this kind of works out because then I could make golden apples and such. I looked up where the big guy was because I couldn't find him. Found out he wasn't with the rest of them. He was in his own little area. So yeah, I broke into his area to beat him up, and I realized that he does a ton of damage. This guy was half of my heart's in full netherite with like protection for everything, and I was almost dead already. So I was a little bit spooked going into this place that he was going to give me that slowness stuff, but took him out pretty easily actually. He did a lot of, I think he has thorns. I'm not sure what kind of thorns he has, but took him out. Ended up being a lot easier than I expected. He gave me a sponge. I don't know how much sponge now that I look back on it, but you know, ended up working out. I killed him, and these guys kept doing damage to me, even though I had killed their leader. Maybe it was because I killed their leader that they didn't like me. You know, who knows? But I ended up seeing my little my little tall building thing that I had built in the beginning. The little tower over there, if you could see it. That I could tell where my village was after traveling thousands of blocks, and you know, it worked out. You know, if I'm walking up to my village, then you know, I could just take the little cart back to my house, which you know, works out in the end because then I have to do less. All I have to do is just kind of sit there, and it takes me all the way back to my house. And I ended up making it back, which was, I think, an achievement in itself. I was so incredibly excited to see, you know, I saw my boy Barry, I saw Larry. Larry's all right, you know, he was just sitting there. So, you know, I saw my boy Barry, though. So I went and grabbed him a little flower, hooked him up with it. You know, I was amped out of my mind to be back. You know, it's always crazy to come back after these little, even minuscule little battles that I do, just because it's always so worrying that, you know, you're going to die and whatnot, and the series will end. But it ended up working out, and I came back, and I saw that, you know, Louis wasn't there, and I actually started to panic for a minute. I was like, oh my god, he's gone. He died. Something happened. Maybe when I got hit, he got stood up and then drowned or something. But then he was hiding. He was cuddling with the cows or something. I was confused. I didn't know if he was being harassed down there or if it was like voluntary, but I started to beat the crap out of these cows because like, oh, give him some space. Like, he needs to breathe a little bit, and I accidentally hit one of the cows, and he murdered the cow, which, I mean, shows his loyalty, but you know, a little bit aggressive. So, you know, I saw my boy Louis. He's probably a little bit stressed out after being, you know, harassed by the cows. But there we go, 300 days in Minecraft Hardcore, which is actually insane to think about that I would ever be able to survive 300 days. So I have no idea. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Make sure you drop a like. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. Please make sure you guys subscribe. We're on the road to 1 million subscribers. So, you know, I appreciate it a ton. Make sure you guys drop a like if you guys want to see another part to this. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. All links will be in the description. I'm pretty active on those. So if you guys want to, you know, come interact with me, make sure you guys go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Peace, guys.